watched the film, how have you seen Justin Herbert progress from where he was last year when you guys played him to a rookie?
Yeah, honestly, I just think it's the confidence. He's seeing what he's seeing early and just being decisive with his decision making. Whether that's making a throw in a tight window or not liking what he sees to start and pulling the ball and running it. I know we saw that a couple of times against the Steelers. So, he's playing really good football. So it's going to be a really tough challenge for us. But one that we're looking forward to answering the bell on.
Last year down the
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And I think, everyone knows, like, you can't say enough good things about those guys. I think, Tim's story, from undrafted, bounced around a little bit. He came here really like a special teams guy and then earned his spot, as a starting receiver, and then it's just kind of taken off ever since. But I think the coolest thing about that whole process was seeing like that he never changed his work ethic from when he got here to where he is now. And obviously that won't change with, his new contract now. And I think, man, for Cortland, I think for the younger guys, like, that should be like what happened with Court should be not looked past. For him to have gone through what he went with, with his leg, and then for him to get an offer like, hey, you're our guy, we still want to invest in you, and to bounce back the way he's been bouncing back this year, I just think that should speak volumes to the younger guys. Like, if you do it right and you're producing, they'll take care of you, and I think that's an important message. So I'm excited for them both, man.
Hey, Justin, what do you think you guys have to go to make the playoffs, record-wise?
Oh, record-wise? That's a good question. Honestly, I don't even know. It's hard to speak on that. Really, like, my mindset is just, not to sound cliche and all that, it's just want to know. I know you can talk about what your record needs to look like, and then, I'm starting to think big picture. I'm not really thinking about today, what I got to invest in practice today, what I got to do in the meetings, what I got to do to help the defense prepare for, a really good offense. So I haven't even really thought like big picture. Obviously, everyone wants to go to the playoffs, but I haven't really thought big picture, like what it's going to look like record-wise. I know we're right in the thick of it, and if we obviously win more than we lose, we'll have a good shot. So, but it's all going to start with this Sunday against the Chargers.
Well, do you feel like just because of the timing of the bye that it's kind of a new season begins?
Yeah.
On Sunday?
I thought the bye came at a great time. Guys are getting banged up. We're going to get some guys back healthy. Guys on IR are going to start coming back. And, for this last stretch here, of the season, we're going to need all hands on deck in order to get to where we want to get to. And, obviously that's back to the postseason.
In this last stretch, you're really division heavy in your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, do you like that? And number two, what's it like playing in the defensive backfield against this group of quarterbacks in this division?
Yeah. Being division heavy, I love it, right? Like, when it comes down to it, you want all chips on the line, every game, for the chance of making the playoffs or being first in the division, like whatever the case may be, you always want to be in those games. And so that's exciting. And I think, you're talking about the second part of your question was, what does it look like?
Playing defensive backfield against the quarterbacks in this division there.
Yeah, it's tough. But once again, like, as a competitor, that's what you want. You want to go up against the best, right? To have, to obviously, put up a good resume defensively, or I guess, at times lack thereof. But I think the best part is like watching other teams around the league, go up against kind of what we see obviously twice a year. You pick some things up, you learn what to do, what not to do, what's effective, what's not effective. And it's definitely a challenge, man. I think, Carr, Herbert, and Mahomes, I'm biased because I'm in the division, but, they're always always playing at a high level, it seems like. And so, defensively, it's a great challenge for us, man, to going up against them.
Last year when you went against them, after the first half of the first game, you guys mainly held them to field goals instead of touchdowns when they got in scoring range. So what can you take from that can apply to them?
Yeah. I think, obviously that, those are some of the things that kept us in the game and, helped us, especially the first time, helped us find a way to win. You're talking about playing the Chargers, yeah, and helping us to win. And obviously the second game we played them, in LA, there are a lot of things that didn't go our way. But I think the main thing going into this is the formula hasn't changed, right? We got to find a way to stop the run. We got to find a way to eliminate the explosive passes, whether that's gained in the air or missed tackles turning into big catches. And we got to find a way to make Herbert uncomfortable with whether that's looks, pressure, like whatever the case may be. We got to find a way to disrupt his comfortability, because anyone that's been watching him play football, he's really comfortable dissecting defenses back there. And so, for us, we just got to find ways to get takeaways, stop the run, and affect the quarterback the best way that we can. And that's going to be the formula for us to win the game.
Justin, sounds like Curry might be a little iffy this week. Are you taking on kind of a part-time coach role with Caden or whoever you might be, at least practicing with this week?
Yeah, not really. I think I don't know everything that's going on with Jack, but I know with Caden, man, he's more than capable. If he ends up being the starter or whatever, I know he's more than capable of going in and plugging in. And it's been great getting to work with him from OTAs all the way up until now, and he's been in the mix in some of our different packages, and he's played a good bit. I don't think it's going to be too much for him at all, and I think he'll do well if he has the opportunity to play on Sunday.
When you guys had the time off after Cleveland, there was a lot of meetings between coaches and players. Was there any of that coming off the bye and trying to figure out who you want to be defensively these last 7 games?
Oh, for sure. Obviously can't get into specifics, but there's a lot of player on player led meetings. There's a lot of, like leadership council and coach meetings. There's just a lot of meetings in general, to kind of push the urgency of what these mean. We can't focus on what happened in the past and what didn't happen and what we could have done. All you can focus on is the now, right? And investing into every day and finding out to just, I know we talked about it from the beginning of the season, but finding out just what it takes to go 1-0, not only in the week, but in the day. Like, what do we got to invest in today that's going to separate us to help us win on Sunday? And so there are a lot of player-led meetings because, we know the type of group that we have and we know what we're capable of doing, but all that matters is going out there on Sunday and executing it. And so that's what it's going to take to try and find a way to just leave the stadium with a win.
Justin, what reaction did you have to the news y'all got Flex next week? I know it's a week after the Chargers game, but you'll be on Sunday Night Football now instead of an 11 a.m. Denver game.
Oh, yeah. Any primetime game you get is, a great opportunity. But honestly, I haven't really thought much about it. Just been focusing on the Chargers. So appreciate it. Thank you, guys.